Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode probably 242, the Fast and the Furious audio commentary. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And so this episode and our next 2 Tuesdays, we are doing not bonus because they're in place of our regular episodes, but we are doing audio commentaries of the first 3 movies. So we probably talked about this a little bit. We're recording this earlier in the lap as we're preparing for this movie in particular. But we talked about this for a while, Joe. We talked about doing audio commentaries, and we broke this movie down minute by minute, but we're going to find out if there's more for us to say about this movie.
I honestly don't think we've ever watched it together, so this is a new experience. I don't think we've ever watched any of these movies together. Not intentionally. No,
well, we saw the ones in theaters, right?
Wait, save all this stuff for the
I guess we should stop talking. Okay. Yeah. So, if this is your first episode, this is kind of a weird episode to go. We've already watched this movie and talked about this movie 11 times. So go listen to one of those. But this episode is meant to be listened to while watching the movie. So hopefully we'll have enough to say that if you're not watching the movie, it kind of makes sense. So you can just sort of enjoy it as a podcast. But if you are watching the movie, get to the opening thing, the Universal logo, as the sort of the sun rises and the globe spins around and that fanfare starts. So get there, we're paused there, and we'll do a 3, 2, 1 play. We'll play, and you hit play, and we'll all go together. So, Joe, are you ready to watch the original, The Fast and the Furious?
I am ready. Roger's on the side. Let's go.
All right. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1, play. So we're recording this as we kick off lap 11, the heist lap, and we're starting this movie with a heist, so it's very appropriate. Who knows what the lap will have held by the time this episode comes out, but
I like how weirdly shitty the Universal CGI is from this movie.
It changes over the years, I think.
Yeah, it does. It evolved, for sure. It's definitely, not as, weird 90s CGI as it was at this point.
This, what do you think looks more dated? I mean, maybe we're taking spoilers out of our next episode, the Too Fast commentary, but the Too Fast with the wrench and the ratchet and the clanking, all that kind of stuff. The first one, this kind of liquid cool, and that's kind of a weird kind of metal chrome thing. Which one do you think holds up more? Which one looks more dated of those two?
This one definitely looks more dated because of the word art era, I think.
Oh yeah.
And but it's hard to say because it's also classic, right? So I don't know. It definitely, the intro to this definitely looks very, very dated. You can tell exactly where it's from. Okay.
At some point, I don't know when we would fit this in. I feel like we're gonna have to rank maybe after 10-2 comes out, or Fast 11, or whatever we're gonna call it. Rank opening action scenes.
Oh,
because this is pretty good.
It starts on a really high note. I agree. This is one of my favorites. This wacky harpoon thing that he got going on here. I really dig that. Yeah, but this one definitely starts on a really high note for sure for me.
Because as much as we love Tokyo Drift, that starts with him at school. The first action scene, right, is the race through Shangri-La, but that's not where it starts. So
no, it's the baseball through the window and stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit different. This definitely starts you right in the fucking middle of the action.
Because this one starts you here. 2 is with the race where Brian gets called in. 4 is the oil tanker heist, right?
Yeah, which doesn't really, and 2 is not really starting in action like this. It's starting in a sleepy pre-race type situation. You're going right to action here.
I love the way that driver falls over. He just kind of does a fake sleep and passes out.
It works. So wait, have we ever watched this first one together?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, we're still not really. I mean, we're remote. We're watching it together, but not side by side.
Yeah, but even that, yeah, yeah, exactly. One love seat, exactly.
I do think Wes has those Fast and Furious parties. He had it before 9, where he watched his friends overwatch all of them. At some point, we're gonna have to do. Not that we need to, obviously, but I think we should. All 24 hours by the time the final one comes out.
I do, but I want to find a small theater maybe we can hit up Mr. Christian Larson and borrow his theater and do it at a theater. I feel like you
That would
need
be
to do
cool.
it at a theater, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if it's only like a couple people or whatever. Like, we obviously will invite everyone, but. Okay, here we go. First shot of Brian. What's the first word of the movie, Joey?
Shit. Well, his first word. I mean, Roger's on the side of the truck. Look for Roger's on the side.
Oh,
That's the
that's
first
true.
actual word, but his first word.
Oh, that's true. Very, very
Trivia
true.
question, I think number 5 maybe or something.
We were already 5 trivia questions deep at this point.
This is maybe this is the 4th minute of the movie. But he might not say shit till minute 5.
That's also true. Yeah. The movie's really fun to watch for anybody listening. If you want to take the quiz at the same time as you're watching the movie, it's still extremely difficult.
It's like an open book exam.
Yeah, Rachel and I tried it one night, and it's still like wildly difficult.
Did you hear like about a month ago as we recorded this, maybe like I don't know. I've lost all sense of time when this is going to come out, but some company was putting on this like collaborative, competitive SAT exam, like this, like an MMO for the SATs in March. And so it was all open book, and you were encouraged to work together. And it was like whoever got the highest score, and then whoever...
Was there a limit on team size?
I don't think so, but it was like whoever completed, because you would each do the quiz, or you each do the test or whatever, and whoever completed it fastest won. And I don't know what the results were, but it's interesting that like the sort of the gamification of just like the SATs or whatever. So
yeah, that would be fun. That sounds like something that's kind of interesting to me. I would like to do that, but I need to build my squad. I need to build my team.
Here's my girl.
She's so young. She definitely actually looks 19 in this.
Like, I know that, this is like an obvious dumb thing to say, but going from like 30 to 50 is different than going like 20 to 40 over 20 years, right? Like, she literally doubles in age. He almost, but it's...
But yeah, but your physical jump from 20 to 30 is wild. Or 19 to whatever. I want to eat at Toretto's Cafe. We need to go visit it and eat there. Well, I mean, like, eat as much as you can there. I think it's just like a bodega, so you can't really like eat there. But
we get food there, then go get some shrimp up on the PCH.
Exactly. Okay, favorite crew member car in of Jesse and them. Like, which one's the coolest? Just you pick by color, whatever. It doesn't matter.
The blue one, I think, maybe, which is that blue Vince? Or is blue Leon? Red is Letty.
Blue is Vince.
Because white is Jesse, right? Yeah, yellow is Leon. Blue is Vince. I think the blue with a design of the set, because they're all sort of aesthetically similar. They all have like the gaudy.
Oh yeah. These really stupid decals side, right? That Chris Lieberman hated. Yeah, exactly. I think the Jet is the coolest. In actuality, Leon has a Skyline, which is the actual like coolest car, right? But I mean, I was just asking what your personal preference is. I think that I would take Jesse's Jetta all day. I think that's the coolest thing. And Frankie Muniz.
Well, it's Jesse's dad's Jetta, right?
That's true. That's just very, very true.
Coca-Cola with maybe a Six Flags. Do you think the Cokes out in California, are there Six Flags in California?
Six Flags, Knott's Berry Farms. So there's amusement parks.
Because like the Coca-Cola. Wait, on the Coke cans in Pittsburgh, did they have like the get a free ticket to Six Flags on the side of a Coke?
Kennywood. Well, I mean, yeah, no, you know what? We did have, and we had Six Flags too, because there's Six Flags Ohio. Like Sandusky, Ohio has all the amusement parks.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it would be, you know what? Maybe it was Cedar Point, Joey. I think it might have been Cedar Point.
But it was an amusement park, like a free ticket on the side of a Coke can. Yeah.
Okay. Buy one, get one, bring the can, whatever. Yes, we had that. It was just like, I can't remember what specifically it was for. I think it was Cedar Point for a while and then became Six Flags.
It is still really funny that there's just like a dude eating lunch in a business, just in a suit outside of Toretto's Cafe, just like watching this all go down.
Yeah, and it's like, where is that guy in the suit working? Because, like, you're in a residential neighborhood, essentially, here. Like, I mean, trust me, I've Google Maps driven these streets up and down every which way, and there's no, like, business district.
And as they joke about, like, it's a shitty sandwich, too, right? Like, it's not like they're going there for the food, and he's not, like, in there hanging out and, like, flirting with Mia. He's, like, literally just eating a sandwich outside or whatever, so... I don't know.
It's weird. Maybe he's like, he's stopping. He likes that. He likes to buy cigarettes there on his lunch break
Hmm. Maybe.
and got a coffee, smoke a cigarette outside. I do like that it's open air though. That you just open up the garage front and you're just like fucking there.
So is this like is a converted space? Do you think like a former garage that he turned into, or was it always a cafe?
Oh, that's actually an interesting thing that we've never really thought about. Like, what if this was a garage at some point, right? Like,
We've never really dived into the history of the buildings.
that's what I mean. So, like, what if this actually was a garage that later became Toretto's Cafe? Because, like, the way that front door opens is kind of garagey, but see, it's like fully open.
It's like a big, big, big door. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, in here, like all these old garages are turned into like breweries and shit. So maybe he turned his he was like the first gentrifier.
It's like a warehouse or a garage. I mean, it makes more sense as a garage, but like the thing that exists there now is a restaurant of some kind, right? Like our market, like it's still food,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Oh yeah. Like when people go there now, it's like I said, it's a bodega. It seems like to me, like it's a convenience store, not a
Right. Yeah,
not like
yeah.
a restaurant or a diner or anything like that. But that sink is pretty nasty to be drinking out of. Like the sink in the middle of a.
Well, I mean, it's his home, right? Or his kind of home, his cover home.
Yeah, but like also also to live the bachelor experience and not have to have a fridge or like anything like that is wild to me
He doesn't even have a
now.
shower, does he?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like what the fuck are you doing? Well, I mean, granted, we do know in the turbocharged prelude that he had like his own house and he's just fake staying at Harry's. But
Oh, so this is a weird thing, but since you brought up the turbocharged prelude, I added cageclub.me, the domain, to like Google Search Console or something, and like I don't know
what does
exactly
that
what it does.
mean?
I
Okay.
don't exactly know, but I think it might show up in the news. I don't know. It's something. It was something that I felt was automatic, but wasn't automatic. The reason I bring this up is because the page that got the most clicks. Like, I got our first like monthly digest, and the page that got the most clicks was not really a page, but it was the page that WordPress creates for the art for the turbocharged prelude. So people,
What?
like the most popular thing that Google helped people find this past month from our site was people looking for pictures of the turbocharged prelude and found the art that I made. So like that's not helping anybody. That's not helping the people searching. That's not helping us
No.
anything. But like it
That
just
was the most popular.
it's similar to how Brian was saying that like when you search No Knees to Niece on Google Images, like all of our stuff comes up, like our
Yeah.
merch art. Like this is similar to that, but weirdly, like in a way that's like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and also just like completely not satisfying. I don't know. It's very strange.
I think I've said this before, but if I had to pick like an era of clothing that I really like, it's like late 90s cholo. I think that I could exist as a late 90s cholo in my wardrobe only and really enjoy it.
I think you're like alone in that. I don't think this is this is not an era of clothing that many people want to go back to, is it? Or is it?
I think there's a whole like troop of I mean, well, this is very common in Japan, but like there's a whole troop of dudes in Japan that just dress like cholos. Like they like pick like one aesthetic because there's like groups of Elvises and it's just like a Japanese thing to do. But I don't know. I think people in California still dress like cholos, like old uncles and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think if you're an old uncle, like at some point you're just like
I'm
I'm
committed
done
to
looking for new things. Yeah, this is how I'm going to look for the rest of my life.
committed to choloing.
I got 30 or 40 years left, and this is just I'm not buying more clothes. Like this is it. This is how I'm going to look for the rest of my life.
Like dads.
Yeah.
He just exists like that. Now the era of like the fat farm denim jumpsuits, not so much.
So you don't want to look like Ja Rule.
No, I just can't. Like it just wouldn't work. If I dress like Ja Rule, I would look like early '90s Eminem.
I do wonder, like My friend, who I'm going to apologize, he's not going to hear this, but I'm going to apologize once again for not letting him get opening night tickets to The Batman, even though he got it. But he was like all upset that like Robert Pattinson was wearing like the big oversized suits for that. I'm just like, why do you care like what the actor who plays Batman looks like in press junkets? Like, what? How is that a prereq for like?
Bieber just did it at the Grammys too, and it's like, who cares? Like, this is gonna be out of style, and then you just like are like, okay, that was the thing that they
Well, I
did
think
for
that's what's
that.
funny is that like they could like if enough people like if they're just like this is what we're wearing like those suits are going to come back because people are like oh the dudes that every girl is in love with are wearing these I got to wear these too and it's like well you don't look like Robert Pattinson right like you know so
Yeah, it just that's just how fashion works, though. It's like
yeah.
it exists like this. I never noticed this, but oh, does he have an anchor or a tiger? Does Hector's necklace, is it an anchor or a tiger?
Let's take a look. He's
I think it.
shrouded in shade right now in shadow.
Yeah. Oh.
I like that Mia's just like let's see how this plays out like that's basically the face that she has like this entire movie she's just like this might end very
Inquisitive
poorly yeah.
about Brian. Yeah.
Like she has a crush on him, but it's like he could like this could all break bad in a hurry.
Even like it's it feels palpable. Like the actor like Jordana Brewster has a crush on Brian. Has a crush on Paul
Oh,
Walker.
sure. I
I
mean, they
mean,
talked about that, right? Didn't we hear that? Like, read that in
they were like,
the deleted
yeah.
scene where they make out of the beach. It's just like this was just like they just want to make out, or maybe that was just Rob Cohen saying that. Who knows, right? But
Yeah, he's kind of creepy.
there are a lot of people. Like it's nice to see like we talk a lot in like these COVID era movies where it's like I understand why there's five people across like two locations and like that's just the movie we're making now. But like there's something to having like a bunch of just like sweaty dudes in the background of a shot that gives it life, right? And like all these cars driving, like it just there's a sense of scale here, which is really cool.
Also, I think that the extras in this movie, like we've watched the Lieberman stuff, and like the extras are hype. Like this is like their chance to show off
Yeah.
their cars and like be in a movie, and like they're already part of this culture. So like to see a movie being made about something that they really enjoy is cool. He has no hood, just totally no hood. That works only in California, I guess.
Or Hawaii, maybe.
Yeah, I mean it rains a lot there, so maybe
It's
not.
true.
I do like a Miata that has hydros on it. That's pretty cool. And we got our first Japanese schoolgirl. Tokyo Drift would never have a chance.
Nope. Yeah, we decided that our third commentary, because I'm going to be away for like a couple weeks and just giving us a little bit of time. We're going to do Tokyo Drift. We're going to go release order.
Did we ever make you call this Pizza Hut number on the top of the car?
No, thankfully. Hey, is Rob working? Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pizza Boy. Who? Rob. White guy, balding,
Yeah.
beard.
Also,
Rob
like,
there?
do you really need to paint a line on the street when the street like they painted it like right next to the white line? Like there was already a line there for like the stoplight, the turn, whatever. And then they paint their own red line that's not as straight as the oh, Brian overshoots it.
Still a buster.
Still a buster.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they don't have to, but I guess it's just like it's. I think that's just for the movie. Like I think in real life they'd be like this line was starting out, but like in the movie it's just like we're preparing for the race. This is how we prepare for the race.
I mean, like I get if you were on like a street that had like no delineations, but like in this one, oh, did you see that? I just saw that for the first time. That he has like he had some kind of thing on the side of he like had sponsorship. Ja
Who
Rule
did?
had like sponsorship on the side of his car. It said like like street something like on like the door of the car.
Interesting.
I never noticed. I just caught the glimpse of it there.
I can imagine that, like, even if you're, because depending on like what the mod is, if it's just like, hey, you're like a semi-prominent street racer in the scene, like we'll give you this at a discount or for free if we like we put our name on the side or whatever, right?
No, not in the 2000s. Not in '99 or whatever when
You
they
don't
were
think?
making this movie. No, I mean like I think that you would maybe put like the decal. We've seen it on some of these cars that it's like the garage that you got it done at or something like that. But it would always be like on your windshield or on your back bumper or something that would be like, customs.com or whatever, right? But he had like a
HogsCustoms.com.
Oh, Gran Turismo. Didn't the new Gran Turismo come out? It's supposed to be like, it looks nasty. Did you get
It
it?
came out like about a month ago, I think. It's apparently great, but there were all sorts of issues at launch, like different weird issues. Like it was one of those
Glitches
like
and
always
stuff?
has to be on, like always have to be online, and the servers were down for like 26 hours, so just nobody could play. Like there's not even like an offline mode, and then they like sort of converted so like it's really grindy. Like you can't really like you have to almost like pay to upgrade your cars, like pay real money, and people are like this sucks. So they backtracked on
Oh.
all that, but I think the game itself is really good. So
But Gran Turismo itself was always like super grindy. Like that was the whole point of it. I remember playing like, 300 hours that summer. Maybe probably more to be honest. Like I want to see if you catch if you look at Ja Rule's car, see if you can see what the side of the thing says. He has like one square sticker on his door. It was on the passenger door.
well, let me bring up the file on the other computer while we were recording. Menage. Do you have a favorite line of dialogue? Because Rachel tweeted like a couple weeks ago. I don't remember what her answer was. But she's like, "You want to know
Oh.
my favorite line of the movie or a line from any of these movies?" And she said something. I'm like, I don't know if I have a favorite line. It sort of made me thinking. I didn't have like a good answer. But do you have a favorite line from this first movie?
Oh, fuck. I need to think as we're watching. Like, I can pay for my own. There's so many. Like, this one is just so classic. I don't think I could pick one from this one.
I think the one that I like sort of landed on. Like, I don't know that this is my favorite from the entire franchise, but
Oh, hers was you jump through a building and it's like one something, two honor. Like, you know what I
oh
mean? Because
yes,
he's
yes, yes,
like,
yes, 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 yes,
yeah.
yes. The one that I like a lot that I've been thinking a lot about lately is when we haven't gotten there yet, but when Johnny Tran and Lance are in that parking lot with the statue of like, is it Confucius or Buddha or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
And they're like, and Lance, Johnny Tran, I think Johnny says, this is nobody's car. And like, I don't know why, but that's like always in my brain. Like I say it about like everything, like just to myself. Like I'm not talking about saying to myself. And I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely the line that I think about the most. Oh, this is nobody's car.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's probably not even like verbatim like the right thing, right? So
You know, he's like, this is your car. And he's like, it's not your car. We'll get there. Hold on. But yes, I like the idea of that this exists. That you see something on the ground, you're like, whose rock is this? Oh, so it's nobody's rock.
So Ja Rule has like a number 12 on his driver's side door. That's what you're talking about, right?
No, right there. See, fuck. It was blurred. It's like something racing, like super racing or something. It's right above the 12.
Right. Yeah, it's hard. It's far away. I'm rewinding on the on another file. There's my trophy.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's face. Those guys sell so hard.
It's really good.
It's really, really good.
Well, so this is the thing. Like I said this before, I think on the podcast, but like the funniest thing to do, I think, is to watch
One extra. Just
one
pick
extra
one.
because it just it looks insane. Like they all like as a group, you're like, oh, that looks like a group. But if you watch one, like they're just like they're over gesturing about things. You're just like nobody's in a crowd like that.
No, never. Almost had me? Ah, so good. Ooh.
Brian's face here not entirely different from Mia's face earlier. Like it's a different emotion, but it's the same kind of like just like happy to be there. Like I'm just
No, because he's giddy looking at Dom. He has a crush on Dom.
I
That's exactly
know,
what's
I
happening.
know.
That bald guy's a good one to watch. He's fun. Somehow all the white guys look like they should be in a Sum 41 music video.
I think it's just the era. It's just what white guys looked like in around 2000.
Yeah, true. True. Oh. hand spread. There we go. No, scramble. We need more scrambles in New Fast and the Furiouses. We don't get that anymore.
It's true. I think they're just like it's a different thing. Like they're less about community. They're more about the smaller family, I think, right?
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, like I think that gotta. Well, this is gonna date this really hard, but I feel like in the tens we gotta have like this kind of scramble community, too fast moment where like we need to call in everyone to run a what like a block. What word am I looking for? A
Oh, yeah.
screen.
So
You
I
know
was
what I
thinking I
mean?
was thinking that sort of both leading up, like not just in this thing, but also when you were saying about like, we don't have scrambles anymore, but like we have enough family members that like we could just have like an entire scramble that we know, right? It's just all like known people. But the same way that we want like Suki to just show up in the tent and just be like, hey, here I'm like again like blocking or screening or just like being a distraction or whatever you need, right? Like we have enough people that they could do an entire scramble of just like 30, like it's almost like the end of Endgame, right? Where it's just like
Right, that's
everybody
what I'm
shows up.
thinking. That's a
Yeah.
1000% what I'm thinking. Like, you just get like enough people that like you have like Black Panther, and then also you have like Thor, and everybody show up. But I think that you're right. Like, we get like Suki, Bow Wow, anybody that we've missed so far, we can get them. I almost could read that street sign this time, although I found out exactly where this was on Google Maps. But this alley, I wish I could find. I don't think I found the alley, right?
I don't remember if you looked for the alley. I'm sure you did.
I'm positive I did, but it's hard to be like, although this looks like it's behind where they just were, it could be pretty much anywhere else in LA, right? Like, when you're shooting a movie, the continuity doesn't need to exist, so you pick an alley that looks good, not an alley that is right behind where you were. And even that, like, if he, like, drifts into there, like, that doesn't mean that that's where they were. I definitely found that. 8th Street, I saw that. Swap meet again. We're on the other side of it.
This is shot in a way that's very exciting. Like there's like the sort of the street level, the ground level, just them. Like I like the groundedness. Like I think that's the thing that like as we go on the in the podcast, because proportionally there are going to be more action movies than car movies, right? Just because like
Yeah.
that's just all the movies they're making now. Like they're not going to make just a car movie. Like there are going
Yep.
to be cars in the movies, but like these early 4, 5 maybe
Four,
feel.
four.
I think the first three for sure, and four is kind of half, and five is kind of half. Like four and five are sort of like the pivot point in that. Where I know five is more of an action movie, but I think that there's still like enough car stuff. But like, I think that just like it's special. It's unique in a way that like
I would, and this is what we're saying. Like, I would really love them to have a reboot with, young Brian, and then just like make another gritty car movie that is essentially like the first one again, and start it with like young Brian gets his license at 16, and he's like an illegal street racer, and he has no idea what his dad and his uncle used to do, and it's
yeah.
like just start there.
So I looked up. This
What?
movie came out June 22, 2001. It was number one at the box office, made $40 million its opening weekend. Do you know what other movie opened
Oh,
against it? Or can you name
okay.
any of the top five? It's number one.
Listen, Mr. Nate Milton.
I got songs too. A number eight. The number eight movie has the number one song. But yes, please go ahead.
Oh, the number 8 movie has the number 1 song.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's a good hint.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. Okay, June, what did you say? June 22,
2001.
2001.
Yep. So you just turned 12.
I just turned 12. Um,
I don't think you would have seen number 2 in theaters, which is the other movie that opened that week. I think you might have seen number 3 in theaters. I'm pretty sure I did. You might have seen number 5, but you might have been a little too old for it.
Was number 5 Finding Nemo?
No, that's 2003-ish. Okay. It's animated, though. It's just not Pixar.
Is this a trick? Is it not Pixar because it's not Pixar now, but it was? It would
no,
be,
no,
it's
DreamWorks. It's DreamWorks.
So is it The Incredibles?
No, that's Pixar.
Fuck, I can never separate them. I don't know. What was I didn't see any movies at this time in theaters.
So number 10, working away up. Number 10, I don't know what this is, The Animal. Number 9, Evolution, with my main man Duchovny. Number 8. So number 8 has the number 1 song in the country at the time.
Oh, fuck. What was it? Was it Ba With the Ba by Kid Rock?
No. This song is it's off the soundtrack for this movie.
Is it Godzilla and Puff Daddy?
Nope. That was Godzilla 98.
Okay. What is it?
This song has this is going to give it away. It has 4 or 5 female vocalists together on it.
Oh. It's Lady Marmalade, and it is Moulin Rouge.
Yep, that's number 8. Number 7, Pearl Harbor with Josh Hartnett. Number 6, Swordfish with Halle Berry. Number 5, the animated one, Shrek.
Shrek. No, I didn't see it. Maybe I did see it in theaters now that you say that. Holy fuck. With my sister.
Number 4, Atlantis The Lost Empire. Number 3, the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider with Angie. And then number 2, the other movie that opened that week was Dr. Dolittle 2.
You can see the post in the middle of the car right here.
We missed my favorite line. It's nobody's car. It's okay.
C2T&K Food Market Food Center. We need to go there too. I wonder if you could eat there. Because Lance and his boys are eating there, right? At one point, Johnny Tran and Lance's boys. See, that's the good house, Joey. Oh, no. Never mind. I thought that was the house across the street.
No. We're just looking down. I do like that house next to it, though, with the wooden front porch. That's a nice looking house.
Like the pagoda kind of looking one in a weird way.
I'm into it. Can you imagine, would you be excited or annoyed if your neighbor was a tuner house and they had all sorts of tuners outside? Yeah, right?
Annoyed. Completely fucking annoyed. Near call the cops every night. Annoyed. I'm too old at this point. I have fucking Korean teenagers that drive up and down my street all the time. And you hear it in the podcast, I'm sure. But it's a pretty cool guitar, honestly.
That's the Zakk Wylde guitar from Black Label Society.
What does that mean?
Zakk Wylde's a guitarist. He was also, I think, in Rob Zombie. He's also in the band called Black Label Society, but that's his signature style.
Okay. With this swirly? Okay.
Count the candles.
Yeah.
I also I feel like this is the only movie in which Letty is childish enough to want to play video games.
Yeah, but I think that's more Letty
is a good thing.
Letty is so cool that I can see her being I'll just play video games till Dom gets home.
Well, I think that's what's interesting about this first movie is that they feel like kids. The fourth racer is playing Gran Turismo and she's playing a game and they're watching a movie. They're watching that Rob Cohen Bruce Lee movie later. They're just they have downtime in a way where it's just not hey, if we have downtime, we're gonna have a barbecue because we're gonna go save the world tomorrow or whatever, right? This is just hey, we're having a party, but we're just we're existing in a space, and it feels more natural than most of the other movies.
The thing, but I also think on the reciprocal that if we were watching the movies now and they're having parties at their house, we'd be these old fucks need to grow up. You know what I mean? They're now 40. You can't just have ragers at your house drinking Coronas all the time, playing guitar in the middle of the night.
Sure, yeah.
You'd be very. I think that I would be very judgy of them if they weren't oh, we have a family now and we drive a van and.
You know what would actually be really cool? This isn't the scene from this movie. It's if the last one ends, then they kind of recreate this party, but instead of Letty on the ground, it's baby Brian playing video games or whatever, and just Vince's kid, little Nico, was playing guitar. Well, like this
yeah.
isn't like the iconic scene. Like this is like an iconic scene from this first movie, but like
No, but that's what I'm saying. We need to run it back with like their kids, like being, you know, 17 through 20 and getting these same type of things that you're like, okay, you know, baby Brian's playing video games or yeah,
right.
like they all take the same role like fucking you know, what is it? Fourth season of The Wire type situation where you're just like, "Oh, you start to see the circle start building again."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know, you run that for another 10 movies and 20 years, and we get a whole new set of Fast and Furiouses. We're on Fast and Furious 45, and that's what happens.
Because I think the way the more realistic, like symbolic way is the barbecue, right? But like that's how 9 ends, right? With the barbecue at 1327 again, when Brian pulls up. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We do need the second generation there. We don't really know a lot about Mia and Brian's kids, do we?
I don't think we've ever seen them. Have we? We have. We've seen Baby Brian, Cars Don't Fly, this type of situation.
And she's
But
pregnant again, but we haven't
seen
seen
the
that.
second one.
Right.
There's like a hook on this wall behind Mia that is like a painting was there, but they took it down. So they left up the horse painting. See that right there?
Yeah, well, I think the horse painting's in like a less obnoxious spot, but that hook now I can't look anywhere else, right? It's just
Yeah, so there was a painting that was there that is now gone that we don't know what it is.
can you only imagine?
That's what I'm saying. Like if the horse painting's still up, like what did they take down?
Maybe it was like it also could have been just like a mirror. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can't have a mirror up there with a camera like in
Commodore
his
Apartments.
face.
There was another phone number there. I blew my shot.
Maybe we like didn't do the phone number thing until like midway through the first movie minute, right? Like I don't know when
No,
we
because
actually
you
started.
called the shop that we
I
just were at.
didn't I? I don't know. We're
Razor's
gonna have to go
Edge.
through the movie again.
Racer's Edge is okay, that one's 555 number, whatever. That doesn't count. But I saw like another apartment building that had a number.
You're not gonna believe this, but he's a cop.
You really spoilers. Stop. Do you know this is Ann Taylor's house?
I sure do. This is a really nice, like, this is what I like about this design of this like pool area is that like it feels very 70s, but it's also like timeless, right? Or 60s maybe, not 70s, like 60s, but like it also just feels like it could kind of always be cool at some point because like it's so specifically of a certain time. Like this whole house is like that.
You're
it's just
right.
like the whole house
Yeah.
is dated, but like it's still cool because
It's
it was
so
expensive and cool
70s.
once. Yeah.
It's so 60s and 70s, like so this weird futuristic Jetsons type bullshit.
It would be annoying to like live in like a round house though, like where none of the walls are straight or flat. You
Why?
can hang like hanging anything up is like is annoying.
You don't hang anything up though. That's the whole point. It's like it's just forcing you to like move in a direction. This would be the coolest house to like Airbnb or have a party at.
Yeah.
Oh, what were they? They ice cappuccinos is what they
Mm.
are. Yes. It's a little hint there for anybody taking the quiz during the.
It is a very specific and weird drink for cops to,
And like, how are you making them?
they probably
We
have
don't
a
see-
very obscenely expensive coffee machine that taxpayer dollars paid for.
Defund the police. That's what happens. Look at this. Mashimoto ZX tires. I really do love this house though, and I would really, really want to see the inside of it. Oh, didn't we say it got demolished, right? Isn't that what happened?
Did it?
I think we figured that out. Yeah, that they tore it down and built a new house over it. Like
That's a
somebody
bummer.
eventually bought it. Yeah. It's, like it was alive for 10 years that nobody owned it. They were shooting movies in it with like this, and then like they tore it down. I think is what the story was when we did this. I don't remember. I also kind of like how empty it is, but also full, right? Like it feels like a good like cop temporary uh hideout type situation.
Yeah, like I wonder what came first. Like if they had access to the house and were like, what can we put in this house? Or if they're like, we want to have like a cool kind of like cop house, like just not the. I mean, I guess both in universe, but also like the actual like filming of this. Like it's such a weird combination of like location and purpose.
Yeah,
Like I wonder why it did what it did.
I have no idea.
My boss
Contractor's
has like
pyramid.
referred to the contractor's period like all the time about like everything. He's like good fast cheap pick too. Like that's like one of his favorite things to talk about
Really?
now. Not about cars, but just about like anything. Because like it's true of like basically any industry, right? But like
Tattoos. Tattoos mostly.
not mostly.
I think mostly tattoos. When I think of good, fast, cheap, it's always tattoos. You pick two.
Okay. Which two do you pick?
Uh, Good and fast.
Okay.
I'll pay for. What are you gonna pick? Good, fast, and cheap? Like good definitely. Fast is a positive.
I was explaining, I think maybe to Mike, to the resident historian Mike Manzi, about your Mr. Yuck tattoo.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember
Okay.
why it came up, but I was just like, yeah, he's got this like crazy tattoo like on his hand.
Oh yeah, hand tattoos are cool. That means you can never get a real job. I like that confirmation. Like you just commit to. There was like some, I forget who it was. There was like some rapper, and they were like, "You have all these face tattoos," and he was like, "Yeah, I never wanted to like be anything but a rapper, and that's a way to commit." And it's like once you get face tattoos, you're not getting a real job, so like you can fucking deal. Nas, finally.
But also, it should be said that you have a real job.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. My boss has seen it. My tattoo. He hasn't commented on it yet. He commented on my last one. I told you this, right?
I don't know.
Like I came in and he like looked at my forearm tattoo and he was like,
Is that
"Is that
the
it?"
Kanye lady?
Yeah, and he's like, "Is that a real tattoo?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "You're gonna regret that." And I was like, "I hope so, because that would be real funny, because I have to wear this forever." And he was like, "Okay, never mind." And that was the last conversation we had about tattoos, because he was like,
Interesting.
"Yeah," he was like, "Sure, yeah, if you're just gonna respond like that, that's how it works."
There was what was I watching recently where like oh man, where some oh, it was Pam and Tommy where like
Oh, you're still watching? Is it still good?
no, I finished watching it. It's whatever. But she has a Tommy tattoo around her ring finger, like where she
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
married, or
yeah.
whatever. And after they get divorced, she changes to say "mommy," which I'm like, oh, all right, not the worst. Like it doesn't look good, at least in the show. Like it kind of like looks sloppy, but like the sentiment is nice, right?
Yeah, my buddy had like a tattoo of his girlfriend's name around his finger, and he recently had to get it covered up too. And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
bad." Where do you even find pants like Letty's wearing right now?
I
Like,
don't know,
where
but
do
that's
you
another
buy
line. That's
those?
another line that I love. Looks like you got all
What?
the help you need,
Me,
brother. Like
brother.
mostly because of the way that he delivers it, right? Like it just.
The inflections are great. I agree.
I don't know where you get any of Letty's clothes. It's either like from, like I wouldn't be surprised like if all of her wardrobe came from like one specific store or like a chain or whatever. Just like this is where Letty gets her clothes from.
Like a pre-hot topic, hot topic.
Yeah,
I think so too.
like Von Dutch's Hot Topic.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I probably said that because it's got it's on Dom's shirt, but
Von
so
Dutch was a thing,
so this
man.
is the scene. So Vince leaves. Vince storms off, and
Yeah.
then ostensibly goes to see his mom in the
By the way, look at
hospital.
how grimy these condiments are. These are like really, really old condiments.
It's real, man. Like it's
No.
you don't think?
No, if they have barbecues this much, they're so family. Like, why are all the caps to these like musty?
Well, maybe because they want to have the sauces. Maybe it's a tradition that the sauces is there, but like you don't want to disrespect the meat by putting sauce in the meat.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I would understand that. But like I think that if you're so like this seems like they don't have a lot of like going out to eat monies. No offense, but they seem like they're like very familial, right? Like that they're just gonna cook all the time and hang
Sure.
out. Like they're not making a lot of monies, so like they'd be using all of these things, like if not to make something else, like another sauce, like a barbecue sauce or something.
Yeah. I mean, they had the glaze that they were putting on the chicken on the grill, so I don't know.
Yeah, these
So
just seem
Vince
like they're.
Vince comes back. Old Coyotes are us, and then this is when he's like, just wants to, saw my mom or whatever, and Dom says we'll put together a plate for her.
I want to see the edit of the movie that has those deleted scenes in it.
I wonder. I could maybe. I don't know what
No,
video
because we
editing
had a
software I
hard
have.
time. We had a hard time like placing like exactly where they would
Right.
be, right? Like you could kind of get it and you get the gist of like where they are in the scenes, but like I want to see like the director's cut that includes those.
And that's the other good thing about doing these like early movie commentaries is that there's only one version of these movies. It's not like where there's even a movie where there's a version that's like 50 seconds difference or something like, or 10 seconds or whatever, like the very minuscule differences are. Like this is just like there's one version and everybody's watching this one version.
Also, they have an ashtray in the house I just saw. Who's smoking in the house? Because I don't think anybody smokes.
Maybe it's there for guests.
I don't think we saw anybody smoking at the party though.
I don't think so. Does anyone smoke in any of these movies?
Probably not. This was like the
Family or
smoking
not?
ban. This was like the smoking banned era. If you look at how much popcorn I could fit in this bad boy.
Pretty good.
Every time I see it, that's what I think of.
Slaps roof of microwave.
Picadillo.
Cha cha cha. Yeah, this is the scene.
This is it, yeah. Okay, so something we were talking about the other day, Joey, is the Oscars were coming up and we were watching Coda and we were trying to guess like the scene at the Oscars. You know how they always play like one clip and it's
Oh,
like
sure. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't stay here for what would be that scene from this movie?
Um, who? There's a number of scenes. I think the depends on is it for the movie or for a particular actor. It's
We
like
could do we could do either.
because I was thinking like the scene that like has the most emotion. I think is the because the Buster brought me back, right? Or like the whole like yelling at people in the fort. I think
No, to me that seems like that's the like Vin Diesel best actor scene.
yes, right. I agree.
Okay, I think the movie scene might be like the like you almost had me, like the arms spread. That would be like the best picture scene,
I
right?
can see that for sure.
Yeah. The what would be the Brian one?
The Brian one, I mean that still could be that scene in a way. Although, let's be honest, Brian's not getting nominated for Best Actor in this movie. I don't think we need to pick a scene for
Best
Brian.
supporting actor.
Um, I think maybe the scene that we're coming up to now, where he's just like, Hector's running three Honda Civics with twin engines.
Oh, that yep, you nailed it. That's what I think it is too. Yep.
I like that little moment there too, where Hector's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bang your heads together." No, I'm not. Just kidding. But you guys are scared, right? Like you thought I was gonna do it.
And why is he okay? Okay, he's partying across the street. Hector's is there, but there's a bar across the street. They all hang out at the bar across the street. That makes
The
sense.
Gato Negro.
Yeah. But like in reality, knowing these kind of guys, like you just buy a case of beers and drink it in the garage.
Well, I feel like maybe if they want to impress the girls, they go across the street, right? Because
Or
it's
find
like,
girls. That's what I was just thinking too. That like you're going across the street to
yes,
like find ladies because like they're obviously not hanging out in your garage. They might be at the bar across the street, so you close down a little bit, go across the street, find girls, and then there's probably beers already back at his place anyways, his garage
yeah. And the
anyways.
after party is at his garage.
Exactly. All
I
those
wish that we saw like what Hector's garage. It would be cool if like in 10 or 11 they go back to Hector's garage and like
Oh.
he has to do work for them, right? Because like Hector comes back in 7 and Letty punches him, but like we don't see him actually like at work. And like he has a whole garage, he got a whole shop, he got a whole enterprise, right? So
By the way, you need to make or we need to make mental note that like Hector's garage can be used on a recap relap.
I got to figure out because like the relap recap, like we did lap 10. So I did 1 through 9. We did Hobbs and Shaw. So now I got to figure out if we're going to continue that tradition and do different garages. Because, like,
I think that's what I'm saying. Like, if we loop, this is a good candidate for 11, by the way.
Hector's Garage. Okay.
Just as a thought, now that we're watching this together and thinking. Guys, this is a live look into, like, the bullshit that Joey and I think about. It's like, oh, make note of that, because, like, we might need to use that picture at some point.
Hector's Garage. Got it.
Cool. He moans like a cop.
He moves like a cop. He smells like a cop. He looks like a cop. He moans like a cop. I'm still trying to think, like, what would be the best picture? Like, you almost had me as pretty good.
This is a good one, too. Like,
I
Dom
think
in
also,
the shadows.
like, I think one that, like, Vin Diesel's in has to be there, but, like, the whole, like, you know, Mia, you want to go for a ride also was kind of up there, but...
Oh, that's Brian's supporting actor one. Or this. This could be Brian's support. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this
is what I
could
think,
be
yeah.
It. Yeah.
Because, like, this is one of his bigger monologues, right? Because, like,
I think
the thing with, like, the best picture is that, like, usually they're dramas, right? Like, this isn't, it's kind of a drama, but not really. Like, it's action, crime, whatever, where...
We were playing a fun thought game anyways, Brody. Like, this is how it was working.
No, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, it's difficult because, like, normally there's, like, meaty monologues or things. Like, that's not what this movie's trying to do. You know what I mean?
But it still has it. That's why I'm saying, like, which one... Also, like, Brian's could be like I pay for my own shrimp, you know?
Sure.
Now that I see this, I think this could be Dom's best actor part 2.
You could also
like,
get the scene at the end. I mean, it would be a spoiler, and I don't know how spoilery they get, but the scene at the end where Brian calls for backup or calls for the meta evac, the helicopter.
No,
Dom staring daggers at him.
This honestly might be the best picture one because, like, if you got, like, Vince is supporting actor, Brian is supporting actor, and Dom is leading actor, this could be the, like, best picture monologue.
Okay, so realistically, if this is getting... I'm going to look it up. I don't think this got any Oscar noms.
No, absolutely not.
But...
I'm saying we're talking 20 Oscar noms. Everybody in the movie is nominated for something.
Participation trophies. Oh, okay. So I was going a little bit different. I was going to say, like, ooh, also known as Rápido y Furioso in Argentina.
No
I
bed
wanted to
crossing.
say, was it nominated for any awards at, like, even, like, technical award things?
Nope. I bet not.
Let's see.
What
I
is
have to
it?
be mobile app. Like, I do everything. Awards, 11 wins and 18 nominations. AFI Awards, Cinematographer of the Year nomination. Original Song. Wait, what? Polkas Palabras was nominated for Original Song. Most Performed Songs for Motion Pictures, Put It On Me. BMI Film Music Award, BT. Black Reel, whatever that is, Theatrical Best Actor, Vin Diesel nominee. Golden Trailer Best Action Film nominee. Hollywood
like
Breakthrough Award. Oh, hold on. So the Hollywood Film Awards, the Hollywood Breakthrough Award for Breakthrough Male Performance was Paul Walker. He won that.
Weird.
The MTV Movie and TV Awards, it won the MTV Generation Award, the Best On-Screen Team for Vin and Paul. It was nominated for Best Movie. It was nominated for Best Male Performance for Vin Diesel. It was nominated for Breakthrough Male Performance, Paul Walker. Did not win. It was nominated for Best Action Sequence, The Final Race.
Oh.
But it makes sense that MTV would give it a lot. Teen Choice Awards, Best Choice Fight Scene between Paul Walker and Rick Yoon. Okay. Nominated. Choice Movie of the Summer nomination. Choice Sleazebag, Rick Yoon. Choice Hissy Fit, Vin Diesel. Choice Wipeout, Michelle Rodriguez. These are good. Teen Choice Awards 2001. I'm going to bring this up. I want to see what these lost to, because, like, these are, like, great awards.
Teen Choice Awards are actually a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
What?
So Choice Movie Sleazebag, Rick Yoon nominated here. But the winner that year, you're not going to believe it.
Who is it?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for The Mummy Returns.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. I like that.
Choice Movie Hissy Fit, Vin Diesel nominated. Winner, Jim Carrey in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Fun.
Choice Movie Fight, Paul Walker versus Rick Yoon for this movie. The winner, Julia Stiles, Brian's Girl, Julia Stiles versus Bianca Lawson in Save the Last Dance. Choice Movie Wipeout, Michelle Rodriguez in this movie. And winner, though, Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. And the Choice Summer Movie, this was nominated, but Legally Blonde won.
That makes sense.
Those are solid awards. The Teen Choice Awards, man.
Did you not watch them as a teen, as a kid?
I probably saw a couple. Like, I probably was more into the, like, whatever the Nick, like the ones that like people got slimed.
That's Teen Choice Awards.
Is that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This was on Fox, though. This wasn't on Nick.
Really? Here we go. World's Dirtiest TV.
No designated host. Oh, I love that TV. Creeps me out. No designated host, but David Spade introduced the show with Aaron Carter and Nick Carter. Usher, Eve, and Gwen Stefani and Shaggy were the performers.
Pretty solid.
Ben Affleck won movie actor. Julia Stiles won actress. Pearl Harbor, drama, action, adventure. Miss Congeniality, comedy. Urban Legends, final cut, horror, thriller. Wow, all right. And Tom Hanks and Wilson Volleyball won for Choice Movie Chemistry. It's pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
I really liked when we were trying to map out the geography, the geometry of this house. When we're like,
round.
The hallway
impossible.
connects. It probably connects. So we know where this is. Like, it's like a breakthrough for us.
Yeah. And they just have like a random ass microwave. Random ass tea.
I feel like maybe it's a weird angle, but it feels like it's so claustrophobic. Like, can you imagine if you and Rachel were like cooking in here? Like, I feel like you'd be bumping into each other a lot. Like, not hard, like not lengthwise, but it feels like if you're both at like opposite counters, like there's not enough room.
There's not a lot of counter space, to be honest.
It feels narrow, yeah.
It's very narrow, but like I said, the house is rounded. So like, also just like buying or fixing anything in this fucking house would be impossible.
Yeah.
Like installing a dishwasher when your fucking cabinets are all round. Like, makes no sense. Hey man, whatever works.
Brian's arms, like Paul Walker's arms, are so like vascular. Like I've noticed a couple times here, like they're just so veiny. Like not like veiny, like in a.
They're all ripped. Like they've been working out, taking creatine type situations.
Yeah. That kind of veiny.
Yeah. This is also like a really weird thing that like doesn't seem like it would happen, but also seems very much like it would happen. Like you're like, hey, let me show you something cool real quick. Come for a ride with me.
Hey, you want to see my toys?
Yeah.
Let me show you. Let me show you my
this
toys.
thing in my house.
Yeah.
This is my dad's. It's really cool.
Little do you know that in 20 years, we're going to finally meet my father.
Yeah.
You're not going to be here, but let's not talk about that.
Also very, very, very true. All the license plates, I love it.
What did you see? This is going to be months old by this point when we actually talk about it, but what was the thing you saw, like the evolution of our Pornhub thing?
What are you talking about?
Wasn't there a screenshot or a picture you sent to me and Wes? Or Justin, me and Justin, maybe?
Oh, there was like a full like Brazzers car that I saw. Not a Pornhub car.
Yeah.
Not like...
Because speaking of license plates reminded me because a friend sent a picture of a license plate to like a Discord that I'm in, and it was just the license plate was 68+1. That's what it said. 68 PLUS 1. This is a cool garage. Like there's so many scenes, there's so many like locations, and I know that we'll spend more time here, and this is like, we spend time here, but I feel like there's just so many, like we don't have the kind of lived in spaces like this garage in the later movies. Like everything kind of feels
No,
more
because they're always on the
austere.
run. Like that's the problem. You know what? Now that you said that, I think that maybe in the newer ones, 10 when it comes out, that we have to go back to 1327, just like re-exist in like an established place that just stops and exists, right?
Yeah. Like I think, we go back there at the end of 9, like the barbecue is there, right? But like we don't really spend time there. It's just like it's more ornamental than like useful.
Yeah, but I definitely agree that like all the transient places make it feel less homey.
Yeah. Which is probably like, I'm sure we could have like a whole, episode or essay or whatever about like what that means, right? Like the transience and like what, getting older really means and not really having a home anymore and like selling your child at home and whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
As exhibited in the Fast and the Furious 2001.
Also, this goofy Mia hairdo with like half her hair down, half her hair pulled back, kind of samurai-esque, very much dates this movie.
Yeah, I feel like it was a very of the time hair, right? I think that's why I talked about this
That's
with
what I'm
Kara.
saying. Yeah, we have to consult with Kara and Rachel about it, but I feel like this is how this works. Also,
It
did they
looks,
like
it doesn't
not
look
let
bad. It's just like she didn't commit to anything. Go ahead.
that? And also, it's like, but it's like very frazzled here.
Yeah.
Like you think like in a movie, like I get like Brian's hair like is like like all over the place, whatever, because it's like he's a surfer dude and in California and his hair just like falls like this, right? He's a guy, but like Mia's like she tried to put it together and it also still seems frazzled. There's just like hair everywhere.
Hair all over the place.
There is, absolutely.
Have we talked about like there's not really food all over the place at Cha Cha Cha, right? Like what is she describing in that scene that is actually food all over the place?
No, but they're at the end of the meal because they're drinking coffees. We talked about this.
Yeah, but still, like maybe I don't know.
There's pineapples everywhere. We discussed that.
Yeah,
I do like that they gave themselves numbers on their cars. Like Mia's like number 11. Like why? Can we discuss
the
what
scene we
number
didn't
you
see,
picked?
ladies and gentlemen, was them going to the beach to make out.
That's true.
Then they come back here to have sex.
In the parts shop.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dope place to hook up with chicks.
This is also like a cool camera, like they're like snaking through.
The parts shop, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can see her behind, like, it's a reveal, but like if you know where to look, you can see her hair, like she kind of moves under his arm. You see the hair, so it's just like, oh.
But you'd be distracted. Yeah, you could and now look, her hair's completely different. She doesn't have it in this weird updo. She like her hair's like brushed and down on both sides.
Well, they did some stuff.
It would be more frazzled, but not like down and nice. It looks better than it did when she was at the restaurant on the date.
I can see it being down. Yeah, well, I can't. I don't have an answer to that. I can see it being down, but maybe not. Unless she has like a brush in her bag, and she's like, "Let me go freshen up a little bit." She like looks at herself in the mirror.
Yeah,
in this
I get that.
shop bathroom. She's like, "I look like a mess. Let me brush my hair a little bit." I love that hair on Mia too, like the kind of like very
Oh yeah.
casual, like
Oh yeah. I would,
this might be my favorite scene of this movie.
this montage with the metal music playing and the
Yeah.
Dom and Letty in the garage.
Because there's so much going on. There's action, there's sex, there's the music, there's the gearing up montage, kind of. There's the car prep. Like
Letty
all
looks
of our
the best
characters
she
are
ever
accounted
did.
for.
Like in these movies, like Letty looks the best here, I think.
Yeah, they all look great.
I, also true. But
Vin,
I'm
I don't think
saying,
Vin
like,
ever looks better. I mean, Vin looks like he gets more muscly, but like he looks better here than he ever has.
yeah, he doesn't look superhuman. He looks just like a very muscly guy. I agree. Yeah. See, I want to eat at this place. Can we eat at New Saigon Thai?
Sure. I hope this mall's not a dead mall.
It's not a mall. It's the fucking the front of the grocery store that they hang out at.
Okay, well, hope it's still around. That's all I'm saying.
I found Johnny Tran's house too, right? Remember?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, that I definitely did. That would be another cool place to Airbnb. How did they break wood on the door? Like there was like a bolt that was like
There might have been
shuttered.
like a top bolt or something, right? That like
No,
goes
it was
into
like
the top.
shuttered. It looked like there was like one of those things you like put the piece of wood down to like lock the door, like an old lock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to go upstairs. Like we don't ever see how they go upstairs, but they don't. We don't follow them upstairs, right? So
This house gives me big Sopranos vibes for some
sure,
reason.
yeah.
Right?
Although like it being in like a tract, like not tract house, that's the wrong thing, but like in a development where like everybody's the same house, like that's not Sopranos. Like Sopranos is like grassy expanse, the big pool in the backyard, and like he's got neighbors, but
Yeah.
this is like a Sopranos house like in a weeds neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Little boxes on the hillside.
Light to dark. There we go. Get our shot.
I also feel like for as much as the series has become, as the franchise has become about hackers,
Yeah.
we spend more time with computers in this movie than I think in any of the other movies.
Yeah,
Like
floppy
Jesse's on the
drives.
computer.
Yep.
It's weird.
There's a ton of computers here. They're just like running it's a
Yeah.
Bitcoin farm. It's an early Bitcoin farm.
Yeah, forget 2007 or whenever Satoshi did it. It just this is 2001. Brian is Satoshi.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He's running fucking the Silk Road right off that computer right there.
Sure. Hector's running 3 Honda Civics with a Silk Road spoon engines.
He's selling drugs on the Silk Road to get money for his spoon engines.
Hey man, that fits in with the narrative, right? Like that
It
is
wouldn't
not
not
crazy
work.
to think.
It's hey, we've made larger logical jumps when discussing this franchise.
I wonder if there are any like books, like like production books from the set, because I want to see like a picture that somebody took of that wall of photos. I remember you found some picture, like there's like Mia and stuff is on the wall, but like I want to see all the photos, like who they are, if they're just like cast and crew or just Shutterstock or whatever. Like
I want to go bother Craig Lieberman because I feel like he has the answers to stuff like this, but I don't know if he would share them or if the answers he would give us would be the truth.
it's like, hey, we want to talk to you about not cars. I don't give a shit about cars.
What was on that fucking wall? Tell me
Yeah.
about where did these pictures come from? When did they take them? Who were they?
What does it say on Ja Rule's door? There's a car question for you.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I cannot believe the fucking price that these old Supras go for.
Just like stock or like
If you find an old Supra right now, like Brian's, literally because of this movie. Well, I mean, obviously it was a great car. They picked it because that for the movie, whatever. But like mostly because of this movie, they're like $80,000 to $100,000 cars now.
And what do they list for back then?
Oh, I mean, like 20, 25,
crazy.
maybe. Like they weren't supercars. You know what I mean? Just like they became like the car of the tuners. It's amazing to see. Like I've seen ones go for insane money.
And this behind the scenes, this is Neil Moritz, the producer,
It is. It absolutely is.
as Ferrari guy or whatever his name is. But the girl in this car is also the woman having sex in the glass house in Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's
that Nicolas
also
Cage
true.
and Angelina Jolie are watching have sex.
Okay, but okay. So here we go. Like for example, I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know if this is true or not, but I would imagine that both of these cars probably resell right now for the same price.
But back then, it was a wildly
Yeah.
different.
The whole joke of the whole scene is that like, oh, one car is very expensive, one car's not very expensive, and I bet like if you went to buy both of them right now, even the super might be a little bit more. Like, that's wild.
Man, watching the scene gives me kind of like PTSD flashbacks to the time where I took the minute. Not that I don't take the minute more seriously, but like I was writing down every extra and all their clothing and like tracking them across the scene and everything. And just like I don't do that anymore. Like I would have spent like half an hour at the Pearl, the world's blandest nightclub.
The car that was just in front of the shop, the black thing, it kind of looked like my dad's car that he just bought. Like
Oh,
the
okay.
Chevy. Yeah, it looked like a really old Chevy. I mean, like, I'm not sure because it just clipped by really quick, but it kind of felt like it might have been that.
Do you think there's a little like plaque on the table that says like this is the table from the Fast and the Furious? Because remember, there's all these different movies that use it. But like if there's like a little just like gold plaque that's just like, hey, this is the table that they sat at.
Um, I am unsure,
This is
but
the spot on the sidewalk where Iron Man had a breakdown and he flew off from here.
but there's definitely one in Pittsburgh where Tom Cruise sat in Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher booth, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe, but there was a ton of movies that were shot here or shot around
I
here,
know,
whatever,
but
whatever.
like that almost gives it like more credence into like why they would do it because it's not like it's just like a one-off. Although maybe it's maybe more special if it's a one-off, but just like hey, like there's like 10 different plaques. Like these are like we know that this is a spot like Neptune's Net. It's a spot for whatever. Like here's if you want to see this, if you want to see this, if you want to see that, whatever.
Yeah, I I'm saying that there might be so many that they're like, oh, we don't just do like this is the Fast and Furious, this is the Point Break part, whatever, whatever, whatever. They're just like, we know we're fucking Neptune's Net, right?
Yeah,
Like the famous Neptune's Net or
yeah.
whatever. Oh yes, desert raves. Well, airstrip raves.
Race wars.
Again, can't believe they went with that term.
What's the line from Seven? Something about something. We invented it.
Yeah, we used to
Race.
come here.
Yeah, we
We
invented it.
invented it. Wet T-shirt contest for a brief second for no reason.
And like a shot of an ass in a thong. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, we talked about this at the end of Last Lap that this movie is much more sexual in just about every way than any other movie in the franchise.
Yeah, I would think so too.
It's wild, but it
Actually,
just, it's just how it is.
yeah. Lexus and Honda, let's go.
Imagine if that was you. Like that's just like just some dude. Could have been you.
It could have been, but I remember hearing like Craig Lieberman be like, "Oh yeah, we did this for like 19 hours that day," and you're like, and it's like 700 degrees in
Yeah.
the desert.
And when they get paid
Like,
like like $10 a day or whatever.
yeah, you just got to like hang out and drink beers and like play with your cars. It's still like too hot. I'm too
Too hot,
old.
too furious.
No, I'm just too old, man.
Well, I mean, you were also 12, so you're too young then. But
I was too young then. I'm too old now. I'm saying, but like at 20, I'd have been like, this is a great fucking idea.
sure.
There he is, Craig Lieberman.
See the race starter?
Yeah, he's the guy with the fingers. That's Craig
Yeah.
Lieberman. Yeah. And like pretty much all the cars in the movie are his.
That would be pretty cool if like that's how he described himself. I'm the guy with the fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
I also
No,
love
he,
this line from Letty. See ya.
there you go. I like that they label their NAS. Like they don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's again just for us.
No,
Even
it
though,
definitely is. I agree. But I'm saying like that's the joke of it to me is like you're like, "Oh, what is this?" And they just like got a label maker and they're like, did you put the labels on it so
it
that
would
it
be funny
says
if it was like
NOS?"
left was Nas and like right was like Coca-Cola. Like there's just like a soda dispenser or something in the.
Yeah.
Ah, shit! I meant to prime the Nas instead. I just like filled up my icy cup.
Damn. Slurpee again. Got him.
Gotta hit the slurp.
Yeah. Like I wanted to just like come down through like a little hose through the side and they just have like a
Yeah,
on the
it's like the
side
beer
there.
mugs, like the beer helmet, right?
Exactly. Yep.
But from the engine or from under from under the passenger seat to the helmet. You also be wearing a helmet.
Yeah. No, I wanted to come through like the molding in the side of the door. So like it just comes down and you just have like a little like hamster straw. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Also, how does somebody else pull your car up to the race for you? You're like, hey, I'm gonna race for pink slips. Like, I'm gonna race. I'm betting my car against a guy that we know I'll lose against. But like, can you go get it for me? And he's like, yeah, sure, dude. Don't worry about it.
This would
Leon's
definitely
a
be
shitty friend.
Jesse's. This would be Jesse's actor scene.
Really?
I think so.
I think that this is Johnny Tran's actor scene.
No, I think that Johnny Tran is maybe the scene where it's nobody's car.
Or like, you're a good fence. This type
40
thing.
weight, 50 weight.
Yeah, that's probably Johnny Tran's, I think.
See, Johnny Tran's button's not labeled.
Yeah, because Johnny Tran knows what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, God.
Also, can we get more Fast and the Furious movies that are like different perspective movies? Like, I want to see like the Johnny Tran backstory where like all the Fast and the Furious characters are bad guys.
Like, that's... We exist in an interesting world where, like, this is one of the most popular franchises in the world, but, like, it's not nearly popular enough to have the kinds of movies that we would want to have like that. You know what I mean? Where, like...
Like the Disney, I want the Disney Plus version that's like the Johnny Tran backstory where he's like just being a good guy and these assholes come and just like ruin his family, ruin his life for no reason. Dom's hooking up with his sister for no reason. He's like, "Yo, why are they tormenting me?"
Like, instead of Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's Johnny Tran and Lance. Lance and Johnny Tran.
Yeah, pretty much.
This might be the actor scene, too. They'd be like, this guy was nominated?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For what?
Seems not great. I wonder, like, there's no listing on the wiki of, like, what fight was... I guess it's the fight where... Like, what Brian Johnny Tran fight was, like, worthy of nomination?
Brian
weird...
Johnny Tran. It's probably like when he breaks into his house.
But he's
like
not, he's masked.
Yeah, I know, but like that's Kids' Choice Awards, Teen Choice Awards.
Oh, maybe Kids' Choice was Slime. Teen Choice was on Fox.
Ah, you know what? I think maybe we figured it out. That might have been it.
Choice fight Paul Walker, Rick Yoon. Chad Lindbergh answers every question we have about Fast and Furious from Vulture last year. All right.
Here we go. Rave, 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 rave.
The thing to keep in mind is that when they're filming this, there's probably no music playing. So just think about how all crazy those people look with no sound.
I love the DT logo. I need a bunch of those decals so I can put them on things that exist in my house or my
We
life.
could probably make it, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll add it to the list. Do you think so? They park this at the garage. Is this? Do we figure out this is where we think? Is this where Jesse is living?
We talked about it. Jesse lives in the
is, right?
Arrow. Yeah. He lives because he says like, "Oh, I just took a piss" or something. Remember when he comes back in from the deleted scene?
Yes. Yeah.
He lives in the thing behind their house.
Well, like in this Airstream.
In this Airstream, yes.
Yeah.
He lives in this Airstream, yes. I love that they all like. I also want to see the episode where it's like Mia picks out her clothing for race wars. You know what I mean? And it's like, what could we? Not like. Get what I'm saying, though? You know what I mean? There's like the whole like race wars prep day.
Well, like like in Clueless, where Cher has that computer that like cycles through all of her outfits. Like, just do that with Mia.
Yeah, like because she planned out her outfits. Because like not only is she going to be at race wars, but Brian is there.
Oh yeah.
So she's had to like think about this.
Brian's there, and probably some like backup boyfriend too, in case Brian doesn't work out.
Yeah. And Dom is there. Johnny Tran's sister might be there. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. She has to figure it out.
Fast and Furious fans just got exciting villain news sent to us from Jason Dickinson.
What is it?
Jason Momoa will join Charlize Theron's Cypher. Yeah, we know. Is there more to it? He'll be shooting scenes with Cypher, implying the two villains will cross paths at some points. Quote, I get to shoot with some really cool people I get to work with Charlize first up, which I'm really excited about. She's amazing. He'll also be shooting scenes with Diesel, and he believes his villain is misunderstood. Well, of course. That means he's going to be family by the end of the movie. Precedent suggested that even the most irredeemable villains like Deckard Shaw can eventually join the family, so we'll have to wait and see how bad the Dune star villain can really be.
What do you think the over-under on minutes is before Jason Momoa's family? Now you have to consider that this is probably going to be a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah. Well, I go back to us like being like the one thing we don't want is for Jacob to be family by the end of this movie. Then like as we're watching the movie, like he has to be family. Like
yes,
make it happen right now.
Yep. Yeah. But I'm saying like
if it's a 2.5-hour movie. So okay, here's the thing. Charlize Cypher is obviously the big bad because I think either one of two, either Cypher or Momoa are going to turn good. I think it's probably more likely to be Momoa because I feel like Cypher is like, irredeemable, but maybe, who knows. But like 90 minutes in a 2.5-hour movie, 90 minutes, get an hour left of Momoa as bad guy, good guy.
I think that Jacob didn't turn family until late, 2 hours into the movie.
Is Jacob for sure coming back?
You gonna boot John Cena from the franchise?
No, I don't know. No, I mean, I guess he probably would. We'll have to cover this in the main episode. These commentaries should be timeless because it's gonna be funny. Like I know that people like write in and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's always funny to like hear you, as you're getting ready for Hobbs and Shaw or F9, like the things you get right and wrong. Like, at some point we're gonna know all the answers to all these questions."
Yeah, very dated.
Now
Obviously.
you could not find where this building was, right?
I remember you looking for not. This. I was trying. It's in.
It's like a water. Is it a water tanker? Like a water plant?
I searched water towers. I'm not from Philadelphia. I promise. Water towers around Thermal, California, and I couldn't find this one. But I really tried to find that.
I wonder if we got a shot of that during the day, if we would have had enough visual. Because like at night, it's just like it's a big building that's like dark, right? Like or
no,
like it's painted beige.
I searched for water towers around Thermal, California, and like went to like all the different water towers, and none of them look like the one that is there. I definitely found this road though, where the trucker is.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And like Vince psyching himself up, getting ready.
Yeah. This would be fun. We should get black Honda Civics and drive in a convoy.
To do a heist? Oh, okay. Just the convoy.
Well, I mean, we could do a heist or not, but just to have them.
Can you get Rachel a motorcycle helmet and have her ride shotgun?
Yes, I absolutely can.
All right, Rachel, you got a motorcycle helmet and a harpoon gun. Do with it what you will.
Got nothing on scanners. I think if I was in this heist, my job would be Leon.
Like communicator?
Yeah, just like guy that doesn't do anything, but it's just involved.
I'm definitely not the Vince role, I can tell you that much.
I know you aren't. And you're definitely not Dom either.
So I guess I'm Letty? I'm just like running distraction?
I think that would work, yeah. If I'm Leon, that just like runs like... Maybe we'd switch, now that I think about it. Like, I think it'd be better to have like a very free range, not important role.
A loosey-goosey role?
Yeah, a loosey-goosey role. And you might actually have to do something, so like we'd give you the walkie-talkie for sure.
Well, so then who is the Dom and who is the Vince in our podcast sphere?
Vin Diesel and Vince.
So we're doing a heist, but instead of Letty and instead of Leon, it's you and me. But it's also just Dom and Vince.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Because hey, who wants to be the Dom and who wants to be the Vince? I'm not climbing on this fucking truck. They're getting shot
No, I'm just saying,
at.
like, do we have guests or other hosts on the network or anybody who would do these?
Mark is Vince. Mark Hoffmeyer's Vince.
Hmm.
Who would be Dom? I don't know.
Nico.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I think Jordan could be Vince because it's very athletic, sort of gymnastic wire work.
Also true. Very, very true. I get that.
Getting all torn up by this wire, by this cable.
Yeah. Yeah, she does circus, so I mean, like, it would kind of play to her
She
strengths.
does circus.
She does. This whole thing, though, I don't know. I don't see either of us doing either of the main roles in this. Ever.
You know what I do like about this? It's something we talked about in the Four Brothers episode with Mark, is that, like, this truck driver's not waiting to shoot. Like, he's just firing. He's not, like he's acting like an actual guy who's trying to defend his territory here,
He's blasting, bro.
A real 2A guy.
He is. He got it. See, this is definitely my job. Well, not under the car. I could be beside it, but not under the truck.
Well, you don't have to do that. That's just Letty showing off. Like, you just need to be, like, around.
Yeah. That's usually my job. Just be around.
And then my Joe go do that thing, you're like, all right, and then you get flipped, I'm like, oh, fuck. All right. Nico, pull over. Joe just flipped.
I'll be very happy that I don't have to do this anymore. His dash was so dirty. Look at Leon. His dash is so dirty.
He's a dirtbag, man.
No, I mean, I guess that they're all just, like, driving these cars through dirt and shit, so. They just need them to be fast. They're not, like, need to be clean. They're not using the erase boards or anything cool.
Yeah, these are almost like, they should be... Actually, them probably being dirty is, like, even making them a little bit... I guess nobody's looking inside of it. You're trying to be inconspicuous or whatever, right? Like...
Yeah.
Having a shiny, brand new Honda Civic is going to be, like, more obvious than if you have, like, a kind of a gross, grimy, grungy...
But on the outside,
Civic.
they look really clean, is what I'm saying.
They do.
Like, they, like, have, like, nice rims, but they're all the same. I get that, but they're not as bad.
I got my car washed recently because I was driving by a place and they had like $8. So I'm like, all right.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
like the COVID era has changed two things about the car wash. Number one, you stay in your car now. Like it used to be, at least at this place, that you would get out and you would like go in and pay and like your car would come
and you
through.
walk
But now,
through the little thing. Yes, I get it.
But now it's like the old school where like you pay up front and you just ride in the car along, which is better. I like that better. But number two, like they used to like wipe down the door, like where you step into the car. They don't do that anymore. I'm like, come on, man! Like it's gross. Like I paid for like the silver service or whatever they call it, right? Like he's like, no, we don't do that.
But also, it was like $8, right?
No, I know. I think I sprung for the $12 one.
Oh,
they lured me with the
that's
cheap
super
one.
cheap. That's super cheap though. $12.
I'm not asking for like a lot of work. I'm asking him to wipe down where like the one thing. He's like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, okay.
You need to get the platinum package. If you got the platinum package, you need to wipe down your door frame too.
That's true. Or they might not. I just waste even more money. So I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing I always spring for when I go to these is like clean the inside of my windows.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they do that anymore. I think that like everything is exterior. I think it's very all COVID-y.
I'm over it. Clean the inside of my windows, please. I'll pay the extra $5 for it. Just spray them down. Do it.
Yeah, like I don't do a ton of the. Like I don't go to the car wash that often because I don't drive that often. But like once after winter, when like there's like the salt on the road everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I think I sprung for the second package up because I was like they have like the underwash. It's just like get all that salt out from underneath, right? Like don't let that accumulate even more than it already has.
Oh, I get it. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. On my Honda Civic with a spoon engine.
3 spoon engines.
My one car has 3 spoon engines?
Yes. You have extras just in case.
It's a hell of a car.
It's a beautiful machine.
It's an amazing machine. It's an amazing machine is the actual line.
Oh no. Oh no. You have to use the studded belt to help him.
That cost me $14.99 at Hot Topic. Vince, you're
Exactly.
bleeding. Yeah, that's an expensive belt. Not really, actually. Yeah, but I love it. Vince, you want us to save your life or not? You're gonna die in 4 movies anyway.
Oh,
We're
don't.
gonna find the love of a great woman and have a beautiful young baby.
And then die. And then die.
Like, you don't think this is a nominee for like best picture scene?
Th- yeah,
Dom's angry glares, his
this,
reluctance to help.
yeah, it's the music doesn't fit is the problem that I have, to be honest.
I don't know. It's tough.
It is. Definitely is.
You could also do, and people be like, this is weird. What's this movie about? Like the whole like heavenly spirit scene. You could do that one. The barbecue scene where they're teaching Jesse how to pray.
That would be cool. I like that, but I do like that one. But I
I mean,
think,
it's not really like a sign of like what it's about, though, right? It's just like,
yeah, but
ah,
none of them are. I think you're right. You get like this, but I don't know how spoilery they get either. The silence of Dom yelling, the helicopter, Mia looking back.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably too spoilery. Like you probably have to do it from, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the he moans like a cop situation is like the best option to not ruin the movie.
Like this is Oscars music though, like this sweeping orchestral whatever, right? Like
Yes, I
the
agree.
earlier, like the sort of electronic stuff, not really, but that was.
Okay, here we go. 1327. Uh-oh. I like that Dom just walks around with a shotgun. Pretty cool. And I like that
Yeah.
Brian's car has a tramp stamp on the front of it.
Is it a tramp stamp on the front, or there's another name for it?
I don't think it is, but it's a tramp stamp on the front of Brian's car.
This is also another great scene possible for Dom or for like this is again spoilery.
Yeah. No, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But at some point, like when a movie is about a cop and a criminal teaming up, blah blah blah, whatever, like at some point there's gonna be a confrontation, right? So like, yeah, it's a spoiler, but you also don't know the context and you don't know the when or.
Also true.
Oh no,
Poor
Spidey
Jesse.
sense. They hear a sound.
Poor Jesse.
This is trouble. Dom.
No.
And you found this whole street too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's 1327. They're in front of the house. Yeah, of course.
No, but I mean like the ascension ramp was not like directly leading up. I think that was like a little bit down the road or something. Or am I making that up?
I think it's right before it, but the thing is when they start like when they're going along, like now when they start chasing them, then we get to the Burger King that's like in the weird place. Remember? That's like not near the house.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. I couldn't remember if it was before or after the approach.
No, it's after. There's like a
Gotcha.
Burger
Okay.
King.
We're back to the rave music.
Yeah, why? That's an interesting choice, and I don't understand it. I was
I don't
just
know. I
thinking
don't
the same
remember it
thing.
either.
Same. I can't wait till my dad gets bored enough to start buying chargers. That'd be pretty cool. This street. They go up and down the same street, I think, too, by the way. I
Yeah, I
think
can
they
see
like
that.
go up one side and like up the other side.
Brian's Nas not labeled, so just Letty, which just feels sexist in retrospect.
Yeah.
Hey, she's a girl. She doesn't know what these red buttons are. NOS. Nose? Yeah.
Nose? I like it.
This is very San Francisco, very like Bullet. Was it Bullet with the downhill chase, right?
I think they literally use the same streets, right?
Well, they shot this in Los Angeles, and Bullet's in San Francisco.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, okay, then inspired
It's an
by
homage
Bullet.
to, yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Homage to, for sure.
But it does look like that's like the same scene that they said that we saw them on when you said earlier. They drive up and down again.
That just was the same street. Yeah,
Yeah,
they just went up the same street again.
This is very Death Proofy with a high-low, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, high-low exists everywhere, but yes.
I know, but like that's the end of Death Proof.
Yeah. I like the dirt bikes too. I think that's a nice touch. Oh, and that move, just boot them with your fucking
The rear
back of
tap?
your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has the shirt on with the blood on it.
You don't got time to change.
But he made it back from thermal. That's like it. Didn't we figure out it's like 2-3 hours away?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, this is music from earlier in the movie too. They're just like recycling like themes. These are like reprises.
Oh, we found this place.
Yep.
I remember this. That's the Burger King. There it is, right there. Yeah, find him. So I guess this is where we see a body, right? Like Johnny Tran is dead.
Yeah.
Because like Brian checks his pulse. He's on the ground. That's the Burger King. See it?
I do. Well, we could also like Lance isn't dead. Lance is just like flopping around in that field.
Oh, yeah. Lance is fine. He'll come back. By the way, there's still Burger King wrappers on the ground in Google Maps right there. Same place that we just saw them. They get so much air in these cars.
Did you see that viral video that went like a couple weeks ago about like the Tesla getting air over the?
Oh, I definitely seen it.
And it crashed and like, completely wrecked the front end.
Because it like gets air and then it's like, oh wow, oh, and like yes, and then smashes everywhere. Yep. And this is not a quarter mile.
Well, it's more of a quarter mile than like the down and back race in Too Fast. Like this is closer to a quarter mile than a lot of other races.
Yeah, true.
The $1 million quarter mile is like a mile and a half long.
Yes. I can't wait till we get there. That'll be fun.
In Fast 5?
Yeah.
Like decades from now?
Yes, exactly.
Too soon.
Yeah,
Junior,
Brian's NOS isn't labeled either. This is sexist.
Literally only Letty.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It would be funny if Dom's was too. She's just like, I have it on mine. You need to have it on yours too.
Here we go.
Remember.
Here we get the mirror train. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of the movie that the train is mirrored for no reason.
Well, they need to go from like right to left or whatever, right? Like
yeah.
You know what's kind of funny is when you think about Dom's car is saying danger to manifold.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like sometimes like on YouTube and stuff, like they will mirror the video so that like algorithms can't catch it. So like it's like
yes.
It'd be funny if they mirrored the mirror scene. Just like, oh, and like they got flagged for like mirroring the wrong scene. That's a really cool shot of like the smoke at his feet. His car like exploding. I was just
thinking that too. Yep.
Well, like, okay, so best case scenario, Dom makes this jump, Brian doesn't, right? Like his car is still like exploded basically on the other side of this.
Yeah, there it was. It was just flipped. See, flipped. All the numbers are backwards.
Yep.
There you go. Wrong again.
And now it's right, yeah.
Now it's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to make it.
I had my fingers crossed the whole time. Oh, and a truck! Damn it! Goddamn.
That's like the most Buster move Dom ever pulls. Like for basically being the Pope level of infallible, like the fact that he screws up there is kind of amazing.
And just totally destroys the whole fucking car, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's staring at Brian. They're just like in a love embrace lock with their eyes.
Embarrassing, really.
Now he just sits there like grumpy that he's injured. He's like, I'm so angry about being injured. Okay, hold my arm, just in case.
This is very, I mean, I know that we talked about it before, both in F9 and this or whatever, but like this is very Dom and Jacob at the end in reverse, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is the whole part, the thing. This is
I know,
the
they're
whole...
just saying they did it well, man.
They did. I'm so glad they planned for in 9 movies from now that this would make sense. Also, he gives Dom back the car that Dom built, right? Like, it's like, I get that it's like a nice gesture that he, like, gives him the car, but it's like...
Well, really, like Brian was driving Dom's car all along, right? Like,
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, he just gives him back his own car. He's like, this is like a 10-second car. I need to get you back out there. And he's like, okay, cool. And he's like, here's your car back. And he's like, okay, cool. I can't wait. This walk off, this music, everything about it, Brian's face.
all the excessive slow mo is wild.
I love it.
It's also it's honestly kind of a weird ending to the movie. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've now seen this movie 11 times plus the minute for the podcast alone, right? So like a couple other times beyond that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like what's the final shot of the movie. Brian walking off in slow motion is not what I would first think of. Like, I would get there because I know how it ends. Like, I know that the final thing is like, him giving the keys, but like it just feels like a weird kind of ending.
It's very strange. I mean, giving him the keys, yes, but like Paul Walker walking off with a grimace is not how I would end it either.
And we got I mean, of course we're going to stick around through the credits but also there's the credit scene. I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
I love these neon, like, things of the cars. Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Ja Rule with radically high billing. Above Ted Levine. Ja Rule in 2 scenes. Tom Barry sharing a card.
Yeah.
Music by BT.
Murder.
It is funny to say like music by BT as a Ja Rule song is playing. It's like, no, not this song though.
Not this one, but other ones, yes.
He did the music, just not this song.
Rob Cohen film. We don't know any. Yeah, we looked up some of these people. Remember, like, Paul Walker's dad was like the gun control guy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muse Stanton Rutledge. That's the other cop.
Oh yeah.
I would not have remembered his name, even though I feel like I wrote his
Tanner
name probably
Muse.
a dozen
You say
times.
it. You say it all the time.
I know.
Monica is
Wilkins.
Monica.
And Cardi B as Nonius Denise. What?
Exactly. That's what I want.
Because, like, in F9, the only character who like, interacted with Cardi is Dom, right? Like,
Yes.
so.
And he mentions...
Queenie.
And Clara's sister? Clara?
Kara.
What's Kara's sister? Yes.
But like Roman, if Cardi is also like if Lisa is Noni's the niece, whatever, right? Like nobody else who knows that story saw her, so she still could be.
Possible, yes.
You never know.
They're full of surprises, man. We could loop this right back in.
Of all the fan service, that's the one thing that only we want.
I'm telling you, when they finally address Noni's Denise, we'll know that they were listening.
Yeah.
That'll be it. That'll be like the final straw. Committed. You'll have to admit it. That's what it was. Auto technicians. Drivers, SWAT officers. I don't see anybody that I recognize here. Paul Walker,
and there's
third
the guy
fire. Yeah.
With the no hood.
Yes.
Well, as we wait for the Dom scene at the end here, thank you for listening. If you want more of this every Tuesday, toofast2forever.com for our Patreon. I feel like I'm trying to do the extended outro because I can blow through it in like 15 seconds, but I got time to kill. Nothing but time.
Nothing but time. You do.
toofast2forever.com for our Patreon, toofast2forever.shop for our store. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Next Tuesday, we're doing Too Fast. The week after that, we're doing Tokyo Drift, and we'll be back at our regularly scheduled. The episode after Tokyo Drift, as it stands right now, is Fast and Furious 6. About halfway through the heist lap.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun.
Recording this before we start any of the lap, but as this releases, halfway through the lap. So, stay tuned.
I want an old Eclipse like that. That's a pretty cool car.
Are those expensive too? Are those radically expensive?
No, they're worth nothing, from what I remember. And I don't think there's many around because I think like a bunch of kids bought them and wrecked them. So.
Well, then if there's none around, supply and demand, shouldn't it be more expensive or not really? Still, nobody cares.
I don't think anybody really cares about that car because
Gotcha.
it wasn't like iconic, as Brian would say. Pretty good soundtrack. I like this kind of music. This feels very video gamey to me.
Like the piano kind of?
Yeah.
Debonair. Song by Dope. Oh, written by Edsel Dope and Simon Dope. So their band is Dope, but it's just their last name. Or that's their stage name.
Yeah.
But never saw that before. Los Angeles Dodgers, Inc.
Oh, because they let them like shoot in the parking lot, maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's crazy. Like I watched Everybody Wants Some like 8 times before I knew that there was a closing credits like song. They did like a sing along, like a rap about the movie. I'm like, how have I never seen this before? Baja. Hey, yo, T, you want me to go down and pick up some Baja Fresh?
Oh. Baja Blast?
Do you remember that from The Sopranos where where Paulie's like, you want me to go get that Baja? You have to get the kid to buy you some Baja Fresh?
No, I don't remember. What was this? A quarter mile.
Tony's having a bad day and they're in like the back room with the pool table or whatever. He's like, you want me to get that kid and go get you some Baja Fresh? But that's not the car that Brian gave him. That's a different car.
No, I think that's a Camaro, actually.
It's SS, right? So, like, Where did the car that Dom got from Brian go?
Sell it, buy a new car. You gotta get, get the heat off you, bro.
I guess so. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. We'll be back with another one next week, though. But again, toofast2forever.com, email family@cageclub.me, and we'll tell you all about it
when we see you again.